For today's topic, I am going to provide you the latest update at the U.S. Embassy in Manila. So before I discuss the latest processing updates for non-immigrant visas and immigrant visas, let me provide you the reason for the existence of U.S. embassies abroad. If you are a U.S. citizen living in the Philippines, the U.S. Embassy in Manila was established to serve your needs. So there are several services available for U.S. citizens living abroad. If you are a U.S. citizen living in the Philippines, there are services available to you. Some of these services are first emergency services. For example, you got arrested or you got involved in a crime or you became a victim of a crime. Other services are financial services. Also, there are legal and medical resources available to you. You can also avail of federal programs such as filing a tax return or collecting Social Security. However, when you avail of these services, you must secure an appointment from the U.S. Embassy because they are not accepting walk-ins. You can also avail of federal programs such as the IRS programs if you needed help in filing an income tax return abroad. And there are also services for veterans. If you wanted to be safe and secure abroad, you must enroll in the STEP program. This is recommended for those who are traveling abroad. Let's move on to the visa operations update. Please take note that the U.S. Embassy in Manila is prioritizing travelers with urgent travel needs. For example, if you're applying for a tourist visa and there is no urgency in getting the tourist visa, then you will not be in the priority list. Also, there are certain applicants of visas who are in critical categories. For example, temporary workers. So these are being prioritized when giving a visa. The first priority are students and exchange visitors. The second priority are temporary employees. There are several categories of temporary employees. These are the categories. First, H-1B visa applicants. These are mostly from the healthcare or technology industries. Second, H-2B. These are for seasonal agricultural workers. And L visa applicants are for intra-company transferees. Also, another observation on the visa operations update is that the U.S. Embassy in Manila is no longer posting updates for documentarily qualified individuals in certain immigrant visa categories. So that means you won't be able to see any more updates in the U.S. Embassy website, but instead, you must go to the USCIS processing, and depending on the form that was filed on your behalf, then you can see the updates for that certain category of visa. Also, there are service locations abroad where the visa was received and being processed. So it will affect whether you will be given a visa faster or longer. So depending on the type of visa and also the service locations. So instead, you must go to the USCIS website and go to the processing to see the updates depending on the form that was filed on your behalf or depending on the petition. To check your case, go to USCIS website, check case processing times, and select your form category, and the office that is processing your case. For example, for Form I-130 petition for alien relative, there are form categories. You must select the category that you wanted to know the status of. For example, U.S. citizen filing for a spouse, parent, or child under 21 years of age, and then select the field office or service center. For example, for California Service Center, the processing time is 14.5 months. So this means 80% of cases are completed within 14.5 months. So there are other factors such as the Visa Bulletin, published monthly, lists available immigrant visas by priority date. Also, the visa categories and priority dates can affect how long your case will be processed. The Department of State has now issued the December Visa Bulletin. This is for the dates for filing family-sponsored visa applications. For F1 under Philippines, applicants for immigrant visas who have a priority date earlier than the application date, for example, F1 April 22nd, 2015, you may now assemble and submit required documents to the Department of State's National Visa Center following receipt of notification. So you have to wait for notification. F2A, September 1st of 2023. F2B, October 1st of 2013. F3 category, November 8, 2003. And F4 category, April 22nd, 2004. So this means the dates in here indicate the filing of the petition. So that means if you have filed the petition prior to the dates indicated to your category, you may now assemble and submit the documents to the Department of State's National Visa Center. And then what I'm saying is that you need to wait for the receipt of notification and wait for the detailed instructions. If there is a C in the categories, that means that the category is designated as current. So the listing date of any category indicates that only applicants with a priority date earlier than the listed date may file their application. Let's move on to the visa wait times for non-immigrant visas. For the visa wait times for non-immigrant visas, I noticed that they have indicated whether you are going to be required an interview or you will be entitled for the interview waiver. So let me explain the latest update for the visa wait times at the U.S. Embassy in Manila. For student or exchange visitors, FMJ visas, if there is an interview for first-time applicants, the visa wait times will be 9 days. For petition-based temporary workers, HLOPQ, it will be 9 days as well. For crew and transit, 8 days. And for interview required visitors visa, B1, B2, or for first-time applicants, the visa wait time is 24 days. If you are applying for a non-immigrant visa, there are interview waiver for certain visa categories. So depending if you are a first-time applicant or renewing a visa. So for all U.S. visa tourist applicants, first-time applicants for tourist visas, you will always need an interview. So you must schedule an interview online. For B1, B2 renewal or tourist visa renewal, so it depends on your eligibility. So if you are eligible for a renewal of a tourist visa, you don't need to appear for an interview, but still you must schedule an interview online just in case you were found out to be not eligible for the interview waiver. Now, which visa categories are eligible for the interview waiver? This policy has been in place for the last 2 years or during the pandemic. So the authorization to waive the in-person interview for applicants renewing a visa in the same classification. So this is the requirement. The visa must be in the same classification and it must expire within 48 months. So it is actually 4 years of the prior visa's expiration and was previously authorized to remain in place until further notice. Please take note that the no interview waiver is applicable for first-time applicants and those renewing the visa in the same classification. These are the list of visas: temporary agricultural and non-agricultural workers, students, academic exchange visitors. Also, certain beneficiaries of approved individual petitions for non-immigrant temporary worker visas. Other classifications of visas are persons in specialty occupations or H-1B visas, trainee or special education visitors or H-3 visas. Also, intra-company transferees or L visas. In addition, individuals with extraordinary ability or achievement or O visas. Also included are athletes, artists, and entertainers or P visas. Also, participants in international cultural exchange programs or Q visas and qualifying derivatives. This means that the waivers are authorized by a determination of the Secretary of State with the concurrence of the Department of Homeland Security. Before scheduling any appointment for non-immigrant visas, the first rule is that you must pay the visa fee first. If you have any other questions or comments, please post them down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Again, thank you guys for supporting my channel. And if you haven't liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. I always welcome new subscribers. Thank you guys for watching. I hope everyone is staying safe and have a great day.